Hello survivors and welcome to another video. In today's video we are back in Fatalzone. There is a really awesome build I want to show you using my tank. You can obviously do it on any of the characters, but my tank has really cool mutations. So Cillian is his name. This is him over here. His mutations we're going to speak about now, but we're using the bat on him as well as the hunter armor. Now the hunter armor gives us free rerolls, increase to all of the different types of damage, a bunch of armor and speed, which is really cool. Just in case you didn't know, you can roll characters with different armor sets. So here's another case. His name is Alistar. He's running the spear as well as the Mercury armor set. So depending on their name and their they get different a whole bunch of different armors depending on what you've unlocked and where you are in the game. But anyway, I just wanted to speak to you quickly about the mutations before we get into the run. As you can see over here at the top, we have a mutation that gives us 7 rerolls. You are actually able to roll multiple of the same mutation. So if we go down a little bit over there, we now have reroll plus 2. So our character actually has 11 rerolls for absolutely free. One other thing is, if I don't think, or I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think that the characters are limited to how many mutations they can have. It might be limited to the size of your infirmary or the size of your, I don't know, I'm not 100% sure. I need to speak to the developer about that. I guess I should have before this video, but anyway, we've also got 78% smarts on him, HP and duration, 2 revives, AoE increase, armor, as well as afterburn damage. Now the afterburn damage is actually quite important here because we do play with the Molotov grenades and we're going to evolve those as well. So let's get straight into it. Actually, first before that, this is the skill tree we got for him and what I'm using. We got luck, regen, projectiles, 30% increased AoE, and then regen again. We are going to run this one over here to increase his physical damage because right now he is sitting in a negative 35 and quite a few of our skills are going to be physical damage. But anyway, let's get straight into it. We are going to be playing on the endless... yeah, let's play the endless desert. It is quite a bit harder actually. So we do actually take some of the right skills or anything that we need to that will help us to survive this, but hopefully we're able to unlock a lot more resources in the endless desert. So as you can see, we start off, the character does have a shield, and there you go. The bats do like to explode every now and then. There's a chance for the projectiles to explode after they've stopped moving, which is really good for us. And really good for the AoE perks that we like to go for. So over here we're going to grab the mag pouch. We're not going to upgrade the bat because we're going to get that mag pouch. Is a very good upgrade to grab for the extra 2 projectiles, and it only costs 2 levels to fully upgrade, which helps us in terms of when we get to the later game to unlock a lot of the other things. The next thing we're going to be grabbing is rabbit's foot. That's going to give us increased luck. The more luck we have, the higher the chance of finding a better loot or things coming from quite a lot of other availabilities from there. But as you can see, we got 11 rerolls. There was nothing there that we wanted. We need nimble to evolve the bat, so we are going to grab that. Another way to play this build is to actually not evolve the bat, and then you keep these really cool AoE circles. But I think that's doing yourself a disservice. The bat is just really strong and really like insane once you get the amount of or once you've evolved it. It becomes really insane. I really didn't think it was this strong. Also, to unlock the bat, you need to do a couple of stuff on the I think it was the brawler, either the brawler or the pyro, but I think it might be the brawler, where you do a little bit of a surviving on the brawler and getting to a place that's pretty safe over there, and then you unlock the bat, and once you do, you can start rolling people with bat. Now, as you can see, we don't really want any of these. We might land up taking the grenade drone, but for now, we're not looking for that. We did pick up the giganticism for the AoE increase and the projectile size increase, but I really do want to pick up the other weapons I'm looking for, the one being the Molotov. So if you do take Molotov, you can't take the frag grenade or the shock grenade, and that's why you see me re-rolling when I see them, so we don't accidentally take them and then we land up not getting the Molotov, which is what we want. And then the Molotov is why we have the increased afterburn damage. It's just to increase the amount of damage that the Molotov does, and that's going to then work for us. So that's why we got it. We just picked up a little shocker over there which stuns everything. That works perfectly fine. We'll pick up the grenade launcher. We've got space for it, and that's going to be really good. It doesn't evolve, so it's just an extra damaging skill that we can use, and that's just going to help us now when we're surviving. As you can see, it does get a lot harder in the stage than it did on the other one, but you can see we've seen quite a lot of chests quite early in the run. Now that could be thanks to the extra luck that we've got, or it could be thanks to you know, just the area itself having more chests than the previous area as well. But I can't, I'll have to play a lot more and test a lot more things to see whether that is the case or not. Alright, we finally picked up the Molotov cocktail. That is beautiful. We now need the explosive projectiles. I don't think we've picked it up just yet. The incendiary ammo, sorry, is what we're looking for. We did pick up a prolonged formula so that we can pick ourselves up the Kusarigama, and then we now can't take anything else except for the incendiary ammo, because we do want to evolve the Molotov cocktail. So we've got ourselves the extra luck, which we wanted. We've got the mag pouch, we've got giganticism, so let's hope and pray we can find ourselves everything else that we're looking for and go from there. Kusarigama will be very nice to receive, obviously being one of the greatest weapons in the game, and then obviously when you do have projectile speed, projectiles, as well as a duration, it just helps quite a lot. You don't need the duration once it's evolved, but until you do hit that stage, it's going to be of great importance to try and get to that stage, just to help you in terms of getting a lot stronger, and then also having that defensive power. So one thing I do, and I haven't noticed in the game is, or I have noticed, is that there isn't an end screen where it says to you, oh, you did this much damage with everything. So the end screen just shows you all your max levels, what they did, and your stats and things like that, but it doesn't actually show you your actual stats on what weapon did how much damage and so on and so forth, which would be a really cool addition. It would be nice to know if maybe the grenade, what's the weapon called? The grenade drone, that's the weapon. It would be nice if the grenade drone, if you knew whether or not the grenade drone was actually doing damage, or whether it was a waste of time, and things like that. So it would be really nice, like MC drone, grenade drone, it would be really nice to see just how much you get from all of those, and go from there. But we got the bat. It says home run. It says upon impact the grenade explodes into fragments that break up into even smaller pieces when they collide with the target. Each piece of shrapnel has a potential to explode. So now you can see our screen has become a purple mess of multiple projectiles and explosives. Here is the incendiary ammo. It boosts fire and afterburn damage, and that was the last piece of the puzzle that we were looking for. And now we can look for completely other weapons. It doesn't really matter. We've got the 3 that we wanted. A rabbit's foot evolves one of the starting weapons, so we can't use it. We got nimble. Incendiary ammo was for Molotovs. Giganticism and mag pouch, I don't think they do much anyway, but mortar deals AoE damage. We do have quite a lot of AoE, so it just makes sense to get it. And then we're going to grab the grenade drone just because it is that little bit of extra damage for us, without any effort to it, because obviously the more we've got going for ourselves in AoE terms, the more defensive we can be, or the more offensive we can be, because everything's being destroyed by everything else. Now the Molotov cocktail, when it evolves, as you can see, there are quite big fire ground on the floor. The Molotov cocktail makes that fire then go towards different enemies instead of just staying in one place on the ground. So it is actually very strong as well. And now we've got everything we need. We don't really have to stand still anymore. We can just run around and collect a whole bunch of resources. I do find that we don't get a lot of chip drops. Chips, as well as food. Those two resources seem to be much more lacking in terms of drops than the working parts, or the parts, and then obviously your gold. So gold is like the #1 drop. We have plenty of gold all of the time, but our chips as well as the other stuff just don't really want to drop a lot. And then at the best of times we always get healing, especially when we don't need it, you know. I really think that the game needs a health check for when you drop health, or it needs to, if it drops health and you full health, maybe convert it to something else. Obviously we do want health, but when we full health it just kind of feels bad, man. Alright, but take note of the AoE of everything. You are going to see that things are going to get really, really hectic. I do have a little bit of an epilepsy warning on this one, guys. Just because it does get really hectic, especially with the lights. We have turned off our damage numbers. We don't really have to see how much damage things are doing. Everything is dying anyway. We turn it off because eventually when you're near like the between 20 and 30 minute marks, we literally just stand still half the time, and it's because there's just going to be so many zombies that it's going to be quite difficult for us to walk. And that's why we actually go with Kusarigama, just so that we do have that breathing space, and that the zombies can't really kill us. I really don't want to lose this character. We've put a couple of hours into it, and you don't want to lose it. So Kusarigama is a requirement for every single build if you don't want to lose your character. It's just the best defensive and offensive skill in the game. Really, really overpowered, especially with its knockback effect, and it just keeps you really, really safe, especially once you have evolved it into Amaterasu. So just my 2 cents about the skills. It's also really good because it's not a weapon that is linked to your character. It's a weapon that absolutely every single character can pick up. But now you can see we're not really worried about leveling up right now. We will probably pick up one of the vacuums or magnets, whatever you want to call it, hopefully soon. But right now we're just running around looking for resources. I think I'm doing like a big square, if anything. Just running around trying to find boxes. We do need to level up the rabbit's foot a bit more, and that's going to hopefully help us get a lot more. We'll look at the stats once everything's a little bit more full in terms of getting more levels in them, so more levels into all of our passives and things like that, and then we'll see, okay, well, we can get more on this in the skill tree, or of that in the skill tree, and work like that. Try and get our character quite balanced. Right now I think our physical damage is low, but we don't have, know the enemy or things like that. So you can take a look. We're on -35 physical damage. We don't have anything that's going to increase that, unfortunately. So Bat isn't actually going to do as much damage as it could be doing because of the -30% physical. So we need one more level, which we will get on our character after this, and that's going to allow us to get the 50% increased physical damage, which will then offset that negative physical that we've got on the character, making him that much stronger for ourselves. So you do have to look at these things and take that all into consideration when you're playing as well. What's negative of your character? Each character feels like missing from Nordic Ashes, and they all really have different specs depending on their name and things like that. Alright. Now there is something I did want to speak about. The whole reason I actually found Fatalzone wasn't by accident. I've been part of a group. It's a Bullet Heaven group on Steam. There is an event that will be starting later today, so my videos normally come out at a specific time. 2 hours after my video actually comes out, there is going to be the event, so it depends when you're actually watching this. I will link the page, the Steam event page down below, so that you guys get to see it. It should eventually then lead onto Steam for the entirety of the week. And you know, just in case you don't see it, my videos of this week are going to be based on those games. So I hope you guys do enjoy all of the games. If you're wondering, you know, I've got like a whole whack of different games and everything like that. It's because of this Bullet Heaven Steam Fest that got organized by curators, and I think it's a really cool opportunity to show you guys some really awesome games. So again, take a look at the link down in the description, and you know, find yourself some more games for your wallet to cry at. A lot of them are going to be demos though, so, but a lot of them will be discounted Bullet Heavens that have been on Steam for a while. Otherwise, you know, we're just going to cry at the whole Bullet Heaven, you know, taking our money. Alright, we're going to level up Rabbit's Foot one more time. We just need one more level on it. We just want to get those chests up and running, trying to get as many resources as possible. You can see it's been 10 minutes. We are in a very good spot right now, and it just helps quite a lot. Again, going over things that I've said before previously about the game, having something like a hyper mode where maybe the time runs at 1.5 times speed, or even just 1.2, or whatever the case may be, just because sometimes 30 minutes in totality does feel quite a lot in these games, especially when you get to right at the end where you're actually just standing still for about 10 of the minutes, and you don't get the opportunity to run around as much as you do right here once you've unlocked absolutely everything. And I think it's around like level 74 once, specifically for this build, where everything is max level. But just so you know, personally, I feel like hitting a little bit faster and things like that can make the game go a long way. But we need to just wait one more level before we pick up that chest over there, because we can evolve Kusarigama into Amaterasu. So we do want to get that last level. We're going to just reroll once over here. There we go. So we can evolve it now into Amaterasu, which means that now we've got the forever spinning book. Yeah, book. Not book, guys. But we are forever spinning now. It's going to make breaking everything a lot easier. It's going to make killing things a lot easier. And I haven't even noticed whether or not it was on the whole time or not. You guys can let me know. I didn't actually think about that now that I'm looking at Amaterasu being on the whole time. I actually don't remember if everything else, or if Kusarigama was on 24/7 or not, because of the increased projectile duration. Very interesting though. I don't know why I didn't focus on that, but I guess I've been focused on just having a chat with you guys about everything. So now we're going to level up the Molotov. That's going to allow us to evolve it once it's max level. You can already see how many projectiles it gets near its max level. A lot of fire on the floor. Again, this is the reason why we've turned off damage numbers, is everything just gets disgustingly broken. So this build just becomes completely broken. It's very much an AFK build, so you can literally just get the build up to where you need it to be in terms of those skills. You just need Amaterasu, the bat, baseball bat, and then the Molotov evolved. And once you've got all three of those evolved, you can literally AFK. You don't have to level up or anything like that. You could spend maybe 20 minutes just chilling over there, waiting for like a really big haul of XP if you wanted, and then you can just pick it all up one time and level up instantly. You could even, what you do is you AFK in a location, you wait, and then you only open up the chests for 3 chests when you've got them ready to evolve weapons, and then let every other chest in the game drop. Wait till like 27 minutes when you're close to everything, and just run to every single chest, opening them, getting spare resources from chests. Now the only issue with this is you can get healing from those chests. So I know, like I mentioned, it would be really cool, and this is probably the reason for it, is I don't want to open up a chest and have healing if I'm full life. If I'm low life, then that's cool, that makes a lot of sense. I'm happy to then pick up the healing. But when I'm full life, I don't want to see a healing chest in my chest. I want to see those resources like chips as well as food, which are really hard to find otherwise in the game. I mean, I don't really want to have to run the resource passive on absolutely every single run just because I'm finding it really difficult to find them. I want to play the game, enjoy the game, go AFK in the game if I wanted, and come back and I've got a mountain of resources. But I guess at the same time they don't want you to do that. However, everything is expensive. It's not like I'm going to be able to afford absolutely everything in the shop the first time I do this. So things are very expensive in the game, and they get procedurally more and more expensive. So it makes sense for us to be able to pick those things up. I mean, every time you pick up one resource, I think it's like 25 resources. I don't know what, I mean, from the chest pickups it's 25 resources. I don't know what it is from the ground. What I mean by chest resources, I mean if we go and we were fully leveled and we picked up this chest over here, it would be 25 of a specific resource. So I don't know how much you're actually getting when you pick something up off the floor. Again, it doesn't show you in your stats or anything like that. We did pick up the Molotov evolution. You can start seeing now that the fires do move along the floor towards enemies, which makes it even more OP, more stuff on the screen, more damage being thrown out at the enemies now for that as well. But a lot of the damage coming from Bat. It's just a really superb weapon. I'm so happy we found it and we landed up evolving it. It is just insane. And I don't know, for some reason whenever I play on specific characters, or when I want to level that character up, I've been really blessed with my mutations. I've been able to find really good mutations on my characters and that work really well with the builds that I've been thinking, or building around those mercenaries. So it's just, I don't know why that keeps happening for me, but guys, you can mix and match mutations. If you find a mutation, like I think this mercenary did have a mutation for stun, and we got rid of it. He doesn't stun, so there was no need to keep the mutation. It just means it's taking up space of another mutation from the future, or another mutation we could unlock. And we wanted him to have more space for mutations. Again, something I needed to figure out from the developers, or speak to the developer about, which I will do still, is find out if the mutations are limited to how many you can unlock on each character. And if they are, then you do need to kind of heal some mutations off, even if they're good or bad. Like the duration HP mutation isn't like necessarily necessary. The only thing that really uses duration that much would be the Kusarigama, which lands up becoming fully duration based. I mean, it doesn't use any duration as soon as you hit the evolution Amaterasu, so we don't need duration per se. HP we don't need. We could be on 1 HP and not worry about that. 1, the tank gets a shield, and 2, we also don't get touched. So as you can see, 16 minutes of the entire video, and we haven't been touched a single time the entire run from the beginning to the end. But that's just how things work with my builds. Alright, you can see we're getting increased physical damage on mortar, increased projectiles, and then there was also some increased AoE there on the levels, which means that we're going to get bigger explosions going on over there. You can even see the grenade drone, the circle of the grenade, oh my gosh, I can't even see my mouse. The circle of the grenade drone has become a massive circle now that orbits us. So it is quite a cool little weapon. Again, it would be really cool to see just how much damage everything is doing, because when you get circles like that, they're just really cool. But now you can see we need 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 more levels, and then we can open up those chests for resources. in 17 minutes. So I don't really want to open up this chest, but we're going to anyway just to help us out. A lot of the time the chests give medical supplies anyway, so getting ourselves 3 extra levels over there instead from one chest is actually quite helpful. Also, I believe in this level you actually level up a little bit faster. I do think you fight harder zombies, so you are able to get more XP from that as well. So I think I might be right there. I could be completely wrong though, but from what I've experienced is you are getting a little bit more XP than usual. We did have 2 chests with parts over there. Again, one of the resources that drop very often. I mean, there you can see 3 in a row of the chests were parts. But one of the problems here is we have so much AoE that stuff just breaks without us seeing where it's breaking. So we do have to try and keep our eyes open on the floor. There you can see 2 more chests. There's another chest down there with some chips. Over here, over there, there's quite a lot of chests that we've been breaking. And again, we just need to try and focus on the floor and look out for all of the resources for our character to go and find. A lot of life being dropped over here. Here's some gold for us. That's beautiful. And you can see we are freely running around. Not a care in the world about any of these zombies. We're not even worried about the XP because we're in a good spot. You don't really get anything else from leveling up in terms of XP wise once you've finished your all of your level ups. And then we've also got a free magnet over there, which is going to give us those levels that we haven't been picking up. So we're not too worried about it. The magnets are actually quite often dropped as long as you're moving around and you aren't you know, as long as there's enough XP. I feel like there's a lot that gets dropped in terms of those magnets. As long as there's a lot of XP in the game, it's kind of like, oh no, once you hit a threshold it gives you a magnet and that gives you all of the XP around. But I could be completely wrong, you know. A lot of this time I'm just talking about what would make sense, you know, what would make sense to me about how can I explain what's happening over here. And that's just how my brain works. I go about it in a way that, okay, I see quite a lot of these magnet pickups. Obviously I have a lot of XP on the floor, so the game gives you the magnet so that it doesn't, it could be for performance reason, or at least that would be a clever idea in terms of development or foreseeing a circumstance and a way of dealing with it. If there's a lot of XP on the floor or after a certain threshold, automatically drop a magnet so the character, also the player, can then pick up that said magnet to then level up or to stop the clutter on the screen. So just my 2 cents how I think some things work, but I could be completely wrong. It could work no way like that. But it would be really cool if that is how it works, and you know, here I am just saying that's how it works. Could be pretty funny. But now we do have max level. Absolutely everything is leveled to its max. We aren't going to get any more evolutions. We're not going to get anything from level ups. So now we got to run around, kill things, get the chests open, get some of those drops, wait for the bosses. There's another magnet you see out of the blue, just sitting over there. We got to open up chests now, try and get as many resources as possible so that we can upgrade our headquarters and things, so that we can get increased levels on our starting weapons and things like that. Now when you're actually in the gym, not the gym, sorry, when you're in the workshop and you level up your weapons, those levels are separate to your in-game levels. They don't count towards your in-game levels. They don't count towards any of that stuff. They are separated in terms of you don't, they actually just make the weapon overall stronger, so they increase the base stats of the weapon, not like when you just level up the weapons. So you do want to try and get your workshop and your headquarters up on levels. With regards to like your infirmary, the infirmary, I don't think it really needs to be a high level. Also the recruitment center, I haven't really noticed any differences on my side with regards to like a level 1 infirmary or a level 6 infirmary. They do just give you more choices of characters, But based on that, you know, you could just do without it. With regards to resource management and what to put your resources into, I think headquarters and the ooh, that was very good. Some food and parts over there. So with regards to resource management, the best thing is your headquarters and your workshop, and then also what else would there be? The infirmary just gives you a lot of evac helicopters based on different, like every 2-minute intervals. I do know last week we said something about the evacs, and I was actually wrong after reading what the infirmary does. It actually makes it so that it unlocks different levels of the evac stages. It gives you an evac helicopter every 2 minutes based on the level. So I've got mine at level 5. That means every 2 minutes up to 10 minutes I get an evac helicopter, and then it's I think it's like 4 minutes or 5 minutes or increasing time after that. Based on where you are in the level or how many helicopters you've actually not taken. So for me, this one over here, the next one's at 24 or 25 minutes, and then after that it will be at the 30-minute mark, which is the end of the run anyway, which we are nearly at. So we don't really have to worry about evacuating. I don't think the run is going to get harder or you know, easier or harder for us. I think we fought all the zombies we can that the game has to throw with us on this difficulty and the stage, so we don't really have to worry about whether or not we're going to live. I know for a fact we're going to survive this already, so we don't need to evacuate just yet or even worry about evacuating. We are in a fabulous space. I think the most dealing damage skill we currently have is the bat. Just insanely strong right now in the game as well. And then again, Amaterasu just being a goat with regards to the amount of damage coming through and defensive capabilities. So the knockback and the amount of defense coming from it is just fantastic. It would be really nice if I stopped getting these medical supply pickups. This is the best example I can show you. There's another med pack. That's the third med pack from a chest so far, and that's 3 resources that we are now missing, or 75 of 1 resource, or even more from 1 resource that you know, got taken up by a med pack when we full life. So that's what I was talking about. This is the kind of thing that I would like to see a slight change, or maybe even just make it a probability so it's not so strong. Just say, you know, give it a bit of a probability or stat thing, saying if character is 100% life, 30% chance of not seeing a med pack, or med pack has less chance of being seen. I don't know what the chances are of seeing specific resources, but if we could lower the med pack chance if we are full life, and then, you know, make it so that based on percentage missing health, or if players' HP is below X percentage, then increased chance of seeing medpack from chests or pickups or whatever the case may be. But that's just my 2 cents on the whole thing. I don't know what you guys feel about it. Let me know down in the comment section. This is also a good test to see who's actually watching the entire video or just skipping through random parts. You'll know down in the, you know, you can comment down in the description what you think about it, and that's going to let me know whether or not you watched the whole thing, or if you were just lucky enough to skip to this part where I'm talking about it or not. So it would be pretty funny, but yeah. View duration is a thing on YouTube videos. Alright, 4 more minutes. It has been quite an exciting or talk-full chapter in our lives. So quite a long video, but it is what it is. There we go. We've only got 1 med pack over there, but we did get quite a lot of food and 200 coins, which is pretty decent from that. We do have a lot of magnets on the floor again. So like I said, I mean, there's 2 magnets. We are level 100 now as well. It would be cool if there was an achievement for reaching over level 100, or, you know, for reaching a specific level, maybe a challenge that does that. But I am looking forward to seeing what else this game has to offer or bring to it. But for now, rerolls are going to be an important mutation and or a banish. If we can get banishes, that's going to be fantastic, because as soon as they start adding more weapons, more evolutions, more characters and things like that, it's going to be harder and harder to get your specific builds going without using a lot of rerolls. So when they start adding a whole lot more content, finding things like banishes or adding things like banishes into the game are going to be quite handy, just so that our characters, or just so that we are going to be able to find, or not find anything, just so that we are going to be able, just so that we'll be able to find the correct builds, or builds that we want. So in this case, you know, to make sure that I can find myself the relative passives and things like that that are going to hopefully help us evolve the skills and get the abilities that we want. So hopefully we get banishes. Otherwise you're really going to need those reroll mutations. Right, last 3 minutes, let's go run around healing, looking for more drops. I don't really... Ooh, we did find one. I was going to say, I don't know if we're going to find many, but then we just go and find one right there. We do have these big guys over here. They're not even elites, and they are really, really big. I don't know if we are able to move around just as much right now, but we can certainly try. No one's ever stopped us. So don't let a little zombie stop us from moving around like that. I don't know if you guys are experiencing like FPS drops from this. I don't know how YouTube's going to take all of this with getting completely out of control. It's probably going to be a little bit blurry, but you know, there's not much we can do about that. Unfortunately, these games are that way. When there is a lot moving on around in the background, it really kills the bitrate. I need to look at maybe upscaling the videos. I don't have any way to record in 2K or 4K. I am going to look at upgrading my gear next year, so we will get to making videos like that. It just helps with the YouTube bitrate being in a higher quality, but scaling it to that quality might lose you know, quality when you are watching it in that upscaled form. So if I put on 4K and you watch it in 4K and it isn't actually recorded in 4K, there could be quite a big loss in quality. So I don't really want to do that, but I also know that YouTube gives you a lot more bitrate resource or bandwidth when you are recording in higher quality videos. So if I do record in 4K, you won't get that loss or that grainy look to the videos that you do get right now, especially on the genre of video. So that's why we want to do it, and that's why we need to upgrade my gig. But slowly but surely, I need to do it all when the time is right, which isn't right now, unfortunately. Alright, so there we go. We gathered 10,000 resources as the tank. As you can see, this is what we gathered. It is a whack ton of resources compared to some of the other things. That actually went a lot faster than I thought it would. Full weapon and skill upgrades, 30 minutes, a lot of coin, a lot of food, a decent amount of chips and parts collected. But again, food isn't so barren in this area, but chips, again, nearly half the amount of chips compared to everything else. But let's just take a look at which mutations we got that round. Obviously there will be negatives and positives, and then we'll go from there. So quickly just bear with me while we do that. We are going to head to the infirmary. We did get a negative magnet area as well as an increase to luck. I'm happy with the luck, but getting a 1% luck doesn't really help us too much. But we are going to treat this. We click heal and heal over there. This penalty, we get the healing over there for that. And then these treatments are to increase our mutation thing over there. So workshop can be increased. We could evolve our gate and unlock the last area. Headquarters, again, we do need to level up the headquarters to be able to unlock other things over here, like the gym's next level, which we can actually do there. Nothing major happening over here. It's more physical damage for us. We can either go minus speed plus physical, or negative HP plus physical. I think we might do the speed. just so that's fine. And then we get some really cool things over there as well. But we do need to level up our headquarters, and then we can level up the gym as well and do that as well. So now someone like our gentleman over here has a positive, well, I don't understand, he should have a positive physical damage, but it doesn't seem like it is working. So I don't understand it. He currently has -25. If I move it to there, -15. So it does work. Oh, but you know what? It might be because I've got the healing happening right now. I've got the -30% from that. So we should be in a positive when we go from there. So that was it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.